Bullying is theft, but not just of lunch money, but of confidence, identity and peace. And if we don't find a way to protect it, then it will keep getting taken away from us. So what's the solution? It's not just our fists, it's our wit, our boundaries, and knowing who the fuck we are. The premise of bullying is theft. They want to take something from us. That could be our confidence, our self-esteem, our sense of belonging, our uniqueness, even sometimes just our peace and quiet. And if you don't have the boundaries that you feel can be enforced physically, most people wouldn't even try to enforce them verbally or even emotionally. That's why martial arts always has been and always will be an absolute staple when it comes to dealing with this type of energy. Not because we're going to throw down at every opportunity where we meet combative, domineering or bullying style energy, but because through physical training, our relationship to violence changes, as well as some other virtues along the way. Ironically, most people train in martial arts in hopes to never have to use it in a combative sense, but it's the confidence, the presence, the esteem that comes from knowing that if you had to, you'd give it a good go. That's the difference between being peaceful and being harmless. Choose being peaceful over being harmless any day. That's why training in martial arts clubs by proxy, you involve a lot of people that seek to uplift you, who respect you. And in essence, that's the antidote to bullying. Because bullying thrives on isolation. That's why thieves tend to rob when there's nobody home. But here's the uncomfortable truth. We do teach people how to treat us. And this starts very, very young in our development. Sensitive, people-pleasing, and conflict-averse folks and souls seem to be easy targets when it comes to bullying, because perhaps they wish to be liked, or just simply want to be left alone. But you can't negotiate with a thief when they're already stealing from you. You either let them take it, or you make it too expensive for them to want to try. I do empathise with the kids in modernity, and adults too, because back in the day, bullying was in the flesh. You left school or the park, it stopped, despite the emotional strain. But now, however, it follows you home in your pocket. Logging off doesn't work, even though that's good advice, when your whole social ecosystem lives online. It's not just a screen, therefore. It's a portal into a society. The developmental stage through schooling is hard enough, through the timely introduction of hormones, the constant need for search of identity, and the forming of social packs. And this doesn't just extend into childhood, because those effects end up affecting people in their adulthood. They become the domineering in the office, the people that are difficult to work with, passive-aggressive people, as well as timid and frightened people that have a difficult time taking action.
You wouldn't have to bully him if he would man up for once.
So if bullying is theft, and the words are like jabs, well, wit is our defence. If we were raised to spar with our words, to slip, to dodge, to evade, and to throw a cheeky counter, most bullying will be nullified in the first round.
It is all over!
Your mum's a dog.
She's the baddest bitch I know, thanks.
Your clothes make you look homeless.
I dress like myself. You dress like a mannequin.
Ugh, your teeth are messed up.
Perfect for gnawing on your mum's nipples, mate.
Okay, that was a bit of an extreme example. That may escalate things. But see how the punches don't land when they become the punchlines? If you can back your wit with presence, even posture, tone and energy, you appear unshakable. You don't have to escalate. And by that time, you also have the skills to de-escalate. People do seem to have a sense that they're not going to be able just to walk through you. And you know what? Yeah, sometimes you don't even respond at all. And this frame happens internally. You know they're trying to take something, but you just simply don't give it up. Ironically, especially with men, subtle bullying, aka banter, is common among friends. And if you only heard the shit my mates say to each other, you'd be horrified. In a weird way, it's kind of like a man's love language, without being too cosmopolitan. But here's the difference. It's consensual. Again, it's sparring. It's flexing wit, and not attacking identity. Think of two boxers in the ring, sparring as stable buddies, seeking to improve each other and develop each other's game. And in ancient times, this was called flyting. Rap battles without the beats.
I need a clown to push, someone that I can bully.
So warrior poets sharpen their sword, but they also sharpen their tongue. I suppose there's two ways of fixing bullying straight away, is to reintroduce compulsory martial arts for all students, as well as compulsory Shakespearean style rap battle 8 Mile, who gives a f***, so long as people are training themselves in how to get proficient at chatting shit. but chatting shit from an unaffected and balanced position. It's sad that the school system doesn't really do a good enough job, nor parents, in equipping the skills for victims of bullying with what they need in order to protect themselves. This isn't an advocating in a video for violence, nor always having to come back with a last word. But it's understanding that we ultimately teach people how to treat us, and we probably say a lot worse stuff to ourselves than anyone else ever could. Once you take those two keys away, the very premise of bullying is taken away. You have nothing worth robbing, but everything you have is so valuable that it can't be taken. And that is the Bullyproof plan. Ah! Aye, girls, didn't see that one coming.